The Science Division sits at the centre of science delivery to the environment agencies. We deliver science across 5 key areas. They are pollution, land, water, climate change and the community. We partner with the Environment Protection Authority to help them work with industry to reduce pollution so that industry can actually be productive in the economy without damaging the environment. So we have fantastic environmental forensics labs out in Western Sydney that can conduct very sophisticated chemistry to try and identify potentially the source of pollution, what it's composed of and what the potential impact might be on the environment. We also run the most comprehensive air monitoring network in the country, which can tell the community about the status of air quality and also helps guide the Environment Protection Authority in deciding what programs to bring in to keep improving air quality for the citizens of New South Wales. Our scientists are on standby 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to respond to any emergency incidents. We can open up the labs at any time to analyse the chemical content, say, of a pollution spill. We can also send air scientists into the field to monitor any air emissions. Unfortunately, sometimes things do go wrong and the Environment Protection Authority does go to court over an offence. We provide scientific experts as expert witnesses to help the court sift through the scientific evidence. The environment agencies have a huge role in looking after our land and the animals and plants that live on it, and we partner very much with the farming community and with landholders in managing threats to plants and animals such as pests, weeds and fire. We have new national parks where stock have traditionally been allowed to graze. We're conducting a scientific study with parks to understand the impacts of that stock grazing on biodiversity, to understand how best to manage that into the future. Our scientists help parks to look after the population of the Wallamai pine that's found in the national park. They monitor its health and advise parks on taking the best steps to really protect that population of that iconic species. Soils across the state are fundamental to supporting vegetation growth and biodiversity. We have a huge database of information about the soils which we've recently made available to the public through an online interactive tool called eSpade. So another online tool we have is Bionet, which gives the public, scientists and consultants a central place where they can upload their survey results about wildlife, threatened species and vegetation types. An exciting new area for us is bringing together Aboriginal traditional knowledge about the landscape with our science so that we can collaborate to better manage the landscape. The Environmental Agency is responsible for delivering water to the environment. It's also responsible for managing coastal environments. Our scientists help with the delivery of environmental water, in particular measuring how that water promotes the health of protected wetlands such as the Macquarie marshes. We have some of the leading experts in coastal processes. Our experts regularly go out and measure the changing form of beaches so that they can better understand and predict the likely impact of future storm events. The increasing desire of people to live along the coast is putting increasing pressure on our estuaries, and we partner with a number of local councils to produce report cards that can tell the community about the health of those estuaries. We've set up a major collaboration research hub with several New South Wales universities to help us better understand the future climate change impacts on biodiversity, on the coast and on our communities. Sea level rise will be a big challenge from climate change. There can be huge variation in different estuary types up and down the state, and our scientists have been working to understand those local variations and how they might impact on communities. We've recently delivered climate change projections at a local scale right across the state. These can be accessed by anyone through an online portal called Adapt New South Wales. That portal also contains a huge amount of other information about the future climate of New South Wales. And anyone can access those projections. For example, a farmer may want to use that information to help plan for future crop varieties. We encourage the community to be involved in our research by acting as citizen scientists and contributing to the vast stores of data and information that we have. Our Dust Watch programme is a long-running citizen science project where members of the community contribute sightings and photographs of dust events in Western New South Wales. We're increasingly engaging the community in surveying plants and animals, sometimes on a longer-term basis, sometimes in a one-day event. For example, we recently ran a BioBlitz event at Sydney Olympic Park in which 250 community members helped us for the day. The science we deliver and coordinate is absolutely critical for looking after the New South Wales environment, and we know that a healthy and sustainable environment is absolutely central for the future of our economy. Looking to the future, we want to increase the amount of high-quality science to support the New South Wales environment. We want to make more of that science accessible to the public, and we want to increasingly engage the community in developing and understanding and using that science.